Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My setup is literally a mess, and if this is your first time here, welcome. This is literally me with zero ego. Last night woke up, I'm so out of it. You can literally tell I put so much energy into this video. Last night I had so many plans. I literally was so productive yesterday. It was like the best day off ever. And I'm putting my phone on silent. And literally, like, I called my brother. I was like, yeah, I want to do a hike. We did one yesterday and it was super good and fun and, you know, amazing. And I woke up today and I had a splitting migraine. I don't know what it is about winter, or maybe I'm just getting older, but the last 2 years, my jaw has, and I went to the dentist 2 times in February, and the first time she felt my jaw and she's like, okay, is this something you notice? Does it click? Does it pop? And I basically explained to her that, you know, all of those factors are true. And I can actually feel like it's like dislocating. Like when I open my jaw, it like pops out. So essentially when you open your jaw, it's supposed to move smoothly. It's literally the bone. If you feel the bone like pull out, or you can feel it popping or like kind of lifting, it's not in sync. So they recommended that I went to like physio or like massage therapy for my jaw. And it's weird because like on certain days it'll be completely fine. And then other days I'm just like literally in so much pain. And today is one of those days. It's like if you ever had a migraine or even just like a headache, you guys understand like how debilitating it is. Like you literally just cannot get out of bed. I was closing my eyes every single time where I turned. I was just in so much pain. So I put ice on the sides of my face and took a bath, and then I was able to kind of close my eyes for a bit. And then literally I was woken up by the UPS guy because my boyfriend just got a Gibson ES335, and it's like a huge box over there. So I'm really excited for him. He, you know, deserves all the love he gives everybody else in his life. So I'm so excited for him. But, you know, after I woke up and like got the package, I was like, you know what? I want to film something. I miss the days where I would just put my hair up and pull my camera out and talk to the camera. And, you know, not every single day you have to be perfect. And I put so much pressure on myself to be perfect and film. And, you know, I get so excited and then it doesn't go the way I planned. And I'm hard on myself. And it's like, Marley, take a step back, lose your ego. Like, what are you thinking about right now? What matters to you right now, right? And like, no, I don't necessarily have 10 charities in the description box of my video, but at the same time, I genuinely don't know where to put my money for Ukraine. I don't know what the right place is to help them, right? All I know in my heart is that there is one selfish person making rules for millions of people. That's what I know. I know that I support every single person in Ukraine. One of the girls, we were at the dollar store yesterday and she was Ukrainian and we were checking out and she was the sweetest girl in the world. There's so many amazing people from every single walk of earth, like literally. And I don't understand how one person who has been in power for 20 years literally came out of like what, spying for Hitler or whatever the thing that he was doing. It was like out of the World War II, he was like a spy. He's been in power for 20 years. Like his salary is $135,000 a year, yet he's hoarding gold and all his family's in a bunker right now. Oil and the mass amounts of wealth, even though, you know, clearly he's attained it over 20 years, guys. Like it is heartbreaking. It literally breaks my heart because everyone's like, oh, Russia's going to war. It's like, no, Russia isn't going to war. Do you know how many people are in the streets? The amount of stuff that's been exposed on TikTok, and I understand. Yes, some of it has been amplified. Some of it is from an old place in time. Some of it isn't current. But if you look at a lot of the stuff that is current, my watch literally just told me to breathe because I clearly have a high heart rate because I'm going off and I have anxiety. But I just need to speak. I need to get this off my chest. My opinion is not the best in the world, and but I still have a voice and I have a channel and I have a camera, and this is where I want to vent. And, you know, so many Russian people are in the streets fighting because they do not agree with that one person's decision. And they have family members and no colleagues that work in Ukraine. Like, hello, like It's just, it does not make sense. And it's heartbreaking because a lot of the people that are in the streets, if they're even holding a sign, they're arrested, right? It's not like, and I don't even want to say it's not like here, because in Canada, whatever you want to call him, has done for the convoy is absolutely disgusting. The fact that the Emergency Act was even thought about. We're talking bomb threats, terrorism. That hasn't been evoked since there was literally pain and suffering and horrible things happening in the world. So the fact that a liberal man, I love everybody, gay, straight, black, whatever, I love everybody, and then starts calling the convoy and the people that are protesting supremacists and evil people and this side and that side. I'm sure there are evil people on every side of the coin. But at the end of the day, there was families, people that lost their jobs, people that are working and double vax with the booster to boot. With the booster to boot? With the booster to boot. Multiple people from every walk of life, no matter what your standard is, vaxxed, unvaxxed, working, not working, you know, whatever. People want to be heard. We are sick and tired of putting fake news on and it not reporting the truth, right? Everybody is completely fed up. The world's opening up and we have someone in charge that is literally going out of their way to evoke an Emergencies Act, freezing people's bank accounts, the trucks, corporations, freezing everything. All the major banks are involved. It completely exposes the other side of the coin, right? Oh, I love everybody. Oh, I support everybody. But yet I'm going to pull out an act that isn't invoked unless there's literally terrorism, bomb threats, horrible, horrible things. He's going to pull it out for whatever amount of time because it's just for his agenda, right? And then he puts the brunette fake ass literally on the stand to try to explain it in her baby voice and saying that like, oh, these are our tools. These are our tools. How about all of you guys are tools? Literally harming other people. Governments are supposed to be for the people, but the governments have now become for the elite, and the people, us in all over the world, are standing up because we're like, this is wrong, right? All of us work, all of us pay taxes. Even if you don't work, every single person gets paid, gets taxed, pays rent, gets taxed, goes shopping, gets taxed. Everything we do is taxed, even after we get paid. And then at the end of the year, it's like, oh, let's do our taxes to make sure that we taxed you enough. It's literally absolutely disgusting. And I am so heartbroken at the fact that so much money was put into a re-election for, you know, people that want to be better. I support everybody. I love everybody. Da 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 da. And then we have this guy that literally switches up in 2 seconds and completely abuses his power. There is no reason the Emergency Act should have been evoked, period. People protesting, right? And he couldn't even face them. He couldn't even have a conversation. I'm sick.
I can't go out. I'm sick.
I'm on vacation skiing. Like, when are we gonna take these people and throw them in the trash, right? Let's give you a shakeup. Because for me, I tried to come, you know, at this video with zero ego, and I feel like I'm screaming for so many different people. I feel like even if you don't 100% agree with me, I get it. But my standpoint is with people, is with working people, is with people that are hurting and struggling and in pain. The Emergency Act is so unnecessary. Oh, we're gonna reverse it, even though it's a 30-day, you know, emergency act, but we're going to reverse it early. You know, you did it so that everyone would leave and it would work for your agenda. If that is not corrupt, if that is literally not corruption at its finest, I don't know what is. And if that's a liberal government and we're dealing with corruption from a liberal government, I have lost complete faith. I have people that I know that are like, I am not voting anymore. There is no reason to vote. What is the point of voting? Change is not a thing. Literally, it's just the complete rich elites that fund the governments and fund their agenda. And it's actually disgusting. And now I definitely want to touch base on everything going on in Ukraine right now because my heart is breaking. My heart is breaking. I am not ever going to judge anybody from Ukraine, from Russia. All of the sanctions that have been put on Russia are for one person. One person. Do you know how many people in Russia have tried to speak up, do not agree with this war at all? All of the people that were sent to fight don't even know what they're fighting for. And literally, this is the most up part. is there are literally Russian people that are now suffering all the repercussions of one person. One person decides, oh, let's go and attack innocent people. Let's go and attack innocent people, bomb civilians, residential buildings where people are. Literally, I don't understand the thought process. And you know what? I kind of do to a certain extent, because if you've been in power for 20 years and you have the ability, if someone puts a sign up, to just arrest them and take them off the streets, that to me screams the past, right? What happened in the past? And 20 years, if 18 years, whatever, the guy's been in power for so long that you can only imagine the amount of corruption with gold, with oil, with everything else he's collected in his little dirty, sick, disgusting hands. You know, he wipes his hands like this on everybody else's backs with $135,000 income, and yet there's so many different things that are coming out that are showing the corruption. And Russian people are not to blame. They're not to blame. I genuinely, it breaks my heart to see people in line trying to get their money pulled out of banks. The sanctions being put on them are shutting things down. The Canadian and a US dollar for, I think it's called rubles. I'll put the correct if I haven't said it right. For their money is worth nothing right now. They've been completely cut off, and it hurts. It hurts to even say this because, you know, we're talking about people's lives, millions and millions and millions of people. For what? For Ukraine's, you know, a bunch of ports. One's a little warmer so it doesn't freeze up so they can get the oil in. Are you absolutely out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? And this is my biggest point, is that this has nothing to do with Russian people. This has nothing to do with working good people. There are so many people that are against this, and just like, why is one person making decisions for everyone else, right? And it's almost like these sanctions are being put in place so that the Russian people will stand up against him so we can finally get some change. But at the end of the day, it's like, why do millions of people have to stand up constantly to basically say, hey, this one person's idea we don't really agree with? Millions of people. How is that okay? How is it okay that we put all of these elected officials on a pedestal that don't pay for fucking anything, get free passes for the entire city, and literally make salaries that, you know, could afford to pay for those passes? There was a video that popped up, and I will be inserting it if I can find it.
I've got all the free passes for councillors. I call them free perks that are tax-free, which is costing the taxpayers millions of dollars. The golf passes that we get for free, the free Board of Trade membership, the free exhibition place, the free Casa Loma, the free conservation, the free TTC pass, the free zoo pass, the free parking pass. You multiply that by 45 members of council, you're looking at minimum savings of $20 to $30 million of taxpayers' money. This is what I talk about, of wasted money at City Hall. This should be eliminated. Every single budget meeting I try to get rid of this, and they laugh me out of the council chamber.
I think Rob Ford basically showing all of these passes that elected officials get for free, that anyone they want to bring, family, friends, you name it, every single national park, free, absolutely free. And they're making high wages. And yet working people have to pay for everything. And it's like, okay, so if this is approved officially, right? We're writing it off. How come you're using this on a Friday on a weekend? Is that elected official business purposes? Like, are we 5 years old in high school? Why are we having this conversation? Why is this something that all of us have to watch and give our heads a shake at, right? We're supposed to grow up from, you know, child to adult, and yet the world is ran by sick people, evil at some point, and I think it's already happening with everybody standing up across the world. We have to go, this is wrong, your mindset is evil, and you need to be stopped, right? What do we do with evil people? What do we do with people that do evil things? We put them in jail, right? We lock them up. Why? Because they go against, you know, fundamental human rights, right? What is right? What is wrong? Everybody's different. Everybody has their own thing going on. But when you cross a line of good and bad, if you wake up in the morning and you're choosing to do bad, there needs to be repercussions for that. 100%. I think one of the things that makes me the saddest is that social media is showing the truth. It's not the news. The news is so calculated. Every single person that is like screaming at the news, being like fake news, every single person blamed Trump. I'm not saying Trump was the best person ever, but looking back, wow, things sure were great. Gas prices, it's almost scary. And I actually did want to touch on this because was in a lab in Wuhan. Whatever, there's a whole other thing. And people can say, oh, Marley, you're such a conspiracy theorist. Your opinions are so out there. And, you shouldn't be voicing your opinions like that. I get it, 100%. If you don't want to agree with me, that's totally fine. I'm speaking what I feel, right? I could be wrong. I'm willing to learn, whatever. But it's weird that, China wants to take over Taiwan, I believe. And Russia wants Ukraine for their port or whatever. Literally sick. And really before COVID, before everyone was completely distracted and the world was shut down, leaked or, happened from Wuhan, China. China and Russia are now working together. If there's a world war, China and Russia will be the ones together on it. Literally, they're teaming up, they're buddy. And it just makes you think, like, how long have they been planning this? Clearly, when Biden became in office, Putin saw that as his slide in. And it's like, I watched a video earlier and it was basically the preface of like, the more money that you make, the more you have to like turn an eye kind of thing. And, for me, I do not value money in the same way people do, right? I'll go on a date. You ask what I do for a living. I'm bored. I'm probably going to leave. And it has nothing to do with not wanting to work or not wanting to pay bills or not wanting to keep a status quo of a certain standard of living. I understand that. I understand money is important. But at the end of the day, I don't put value on it the same way people do, right? I could have a whatever job, making whatever amount an hour, feeling fully fulfilled in my life, meeting amazing people, and have a purpose and feel full in my life and feel amazing. You know what I mean? There are people, though, that have to climb this ladder to a point where, like, it hurts people, and we're seeing it in our real life. Billionaires, right? Why does anyone need $1 billion? Why? And says, oh, I'm paying my taxes. Like, do you want a slow clap for doing your job? Like, wow, you decided to do something that should have been done so long ago. Like, why don't we, do you know how many people that have a following or in power or have some sort of voice could be like, okay, let's pick a charity and everybody donate a certain amount, or, let's do a food drive. Everyone do this and like bring, help people, right? Do you know how many things we could fix? And just by having people use their voice for good? People are so completely selfish and disgusting. It's literally breaking my heart. That's literally what I would call it. I would call it evil. I don't understand why someone would deserve that much money. And it's not because, oh, Marley, like whatever. It's like, no, you don't deserve it. Do you know how many people are working? Like, and literally the minute COVID drops and we're getting back to normal, all of a sudden rent increases. People are posting their rent is doubled. Everybody is taking that chance to get more money. And it's like, oh, inflation, we were so down from we need to like raise the prices. Absolute gutter. Do you know how much money corporations made specifically, right? They would give a little bit to the poorer countries. And then, oh, the rich companies or the rich countries, yeah, we're going to charge $100 a pop. And when it only costs us $5 to make. Do you know how sick and wrong that is? How many people are suffering and in pain? Someone that controls being able to fix it isn't going to allow it to be charged for a lesser price. Like, I don't understand how corporations can bank this much money in a period of time. Literally 95% of the world is suffering. 95% of the world is suffering. People are dying. We're losing loved ones. Mental health and addiction is spiked. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, right? Like, do we need people like me that do not value money and do not value material items, that actually value human connection and human souls? Like, it's literally going to make me cry because it's like, I just want people to thrive and be happy and to love each other and to do what you do unto yourself to your neighbor. What happened to that? What happened to people? What happened to taking care of people? The world, and I think COVID really exposed it. Literally, no one knew how to slow down. We all wanted an answer yesterday. Oh, I want this ship. Blah, blah, blah. Give your head a shake. Like, it wasn't until the last variant where my grandma passed where I was just like, I felt defeated. So much time has been taken from everybody, and I don't even know. I know so many people that work so hard, so hard, and we're just, you know what I mean? Just keep them exhausted enough and scared enough to keep working to pay those bills. I think, this is my genuine opinion, if your corporation or company has profited during the pandemic, there should be a certain amount that's being put back into helping those people. Raises, bonuses, all of that. And I'm not talking about bonuses for people that make, a significant salary. I'm talking about people on the baseline, right? The backbone, the people that are actually running the show while the rest of you profit off of us and avoid taxes and are completely corrupt to the teeth. It makes me sick, and it literally breaks my heart. And, I have been working my ass off. I've been running this channel from the ground up, literally. And it just makes me think of all the people that laugh at me and don't support me and are like, oh, Marley, you're such a loser. Why would anybody watch your videos? Why would anyone care? And you know what? I don't care if anyone cares, because I care. Guess what? I care. Believe it or not. And, people always like to pull up things in people's past and, oh, you did this at this time, so we're gonna completely ruin your whole life over it. When in reality, what we need to do is analyze people today. What are you doing today, right? What are you doing today and going forward? Are you, doing things to make things better? Are you waking up and choosing good, or are you waking up and choosing evil? And, I think she loves to call out and all his money and all this stuff. And yet she's literally robbing people off the backs of literally the entire country. So that's even funny. That's even disgusting, honestly. I just miss, the days where there were good people. And I think a lot of the people that work their asses off are paid next to nothing, want to do better, want to do good, just want the next day to be peaceful. Those are the people I want to connect with. I want to connect with the working, hardworking, good soul, normal people. If you're sick or corrupt or toxic or evil, or you do things that hurt other people, or you do wrong, I want you to reap the consequences to the fullest extent. I want the new trend to be to expose and destroy evil people. I genuinely would love to see it. Anybody that is, and you know what? Politics are one of those things where it's almost fashionable to be corrupt. And it honestly makes me sick. And a lot of famous people that, oh, I'm this artist, oh, whatever. I haven't seen one person actually go out of their way to make a difference or a change. Not one person. They're all living in their glass houses and Like, maybe it's because I follow a lot of people that are just real. I don't even know. Maybe it's just the people I connect with live in smaller houses or don't need a lot, or, just the smaller amount of living, but they're still happy. Those are the people that I connect with because, they're real people. They actually live and breathe and work and feel things and understand things. And it's I feel like every single time this conversation comes back to money or status or power, and I think it's wrong. I genuinely think it's wrong. I will never, no matter how much money or influence I have, let it dictate how I treat other people, how I am as a person, or anything, I feel like some people, and I actually did hear this as well, that a lot of the rich people like to pretend that they are so super woke and super in touch with people's feelings. But it goes to show the more money you have, the more out of touch you are. And you can't understand what normal working class people are feeling or thinking if you don't do it. If you're dictating at the top, you got a ways to look down. And you know, I think for a while, all of us were like, oh, you know, it's like they're doing such good things. You know, they're doing such great things for the people. And it's like, they're literally not. They're literally not doing anything. I haven't seen one great thing. They want to be Superman running off to space. Do you think they're going to bring us to space with them? No. They are literally just as corrupt as the rest of them, whether they want to save face or not. And I think baby mama pretty much showed that. She exposed herself and showed her ass on social media of how out of touch with reality she was. She was like, oh, just go work. Oh, you know, at least I'm not working at this place. And it's like, what's wrong with working at that place? Have you ever worked at that place? Have you ever served another person? Have you ever understood what it's like to be told no? You know what I mean? And the fact that Elon Musk would date a girl like that is a really big reflection of himself as well. So I feel lighter. For some reason, my migraine is gone. I think I just like yelled it out of my body. And yeah, I could have easily showered, put on makeup, and made a set for you guys to watch. But for some reason, this is what I wanted to do today. And I feel so much better. And you know, on a lighter note, before I end this video, yesterday, me and my boyfriend went for a walk and I brought my camera and I was just like, you know, taking videos and pictures of things. And the amount of people, there was at least 5 people that came up to us and just sparked conversation. Friendly, loving. We have to get back to that place, you guys. I know we can, right? Before COVID, do unto you as you would do unto other people. Check out on how your neighbor's doing, right? Oh, they can't afford that on their bill. Take it off their bill and give it to them anyways, right? It doesn't matter. It's not going into the richest pockets anymore. We gotta help each other. We gotta be there for each other. If we're not there for each other, we have nothing. We have nothing. And the amount of people that said hi to us and were talking, and this lady had binoculars with her husband and she's like, oh, over there we saw, I think it was like a greyhound owl, or like, I'll see if I can insert a picture, but absolutely beautiful bird. And like everyone was just like ready to get back to normal, spark conversations with strangers, talk to your neighbors, be friendly, you know, vaxxed or unvaxxed. I think a lot of the protests around the world have exposed that the political agenda is clearly to turn one person against their neighbor to benefit their agenda, right? What is their agenda? Oh, well, if everyone's fighting and, you know, arguing with each other, they're not going to notice how much money we've taken or how corrupt things have gotten, right? So if everyone can collectively get back to loving each other and wanting the best for each other and seeing a good person and wanting to, you know, open ourselves up to good, we'll get there. And I have all the faith in the world. Evil doesn't last. Evil will be exposed. If you wake up in the morning and choose to do bad, bad will find you and you will face the repercussions. And everyone else that's working to be better and working for good and love and light will find you, and love always wins, always. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.